Hey guys, so yesterday's video was 4-color matte eyeshadow palettes from Dollar Tree. They also had them on Shop Missy. Today is going to be 6-color eyeshadow palettes, $1 from Dollar Tree. These are not on the Shop Missy website, so they are only at Dollar Tree. Now, when I first saw these, I thought, wow, those are really small and don't look all that interesting. But upon closer inspection, the next time I went back, I looked at them again and I was like, 6 eyeshadows, $1, what have I got to lose? So I bought one, was really surprised after I used it, and went back and got the other 3. So there are 4 palettes altogether. Now, if you saw yesterday's video about the 4-color palettes, I had on Peace in that video. So this is the one I had on in yesterday's video, and actually this shade right here was the predominant shadow that I used in that look. I used that in conjunction with the matte eyeshadows that I was talking about in that video. In today's video, I used just one of these palettes to do my look. Now, I did do my look pretty subtle because this lipstick is very intense. So I wanted to, kind of create some balance there. But I definitely could have amped up this eye look if I wanted to. But the one that I have on is Joy, it's called. And I used every single color in this palette except for the darkest one to do my look, because I really wanted to, use a wide variety of colors. It probably doesn't look like it, but I did use every single shade except for the darkest one. So you get 6 colors in each palette, and I'm going to go through and show you each one and do finger swatches, because like I said in yesterday's video, I've come to the conclusion that finger swatches are the most accurate representation of what colors look like in a palette. But first, I would like to point out how tiny these are. And I mean, you can definitely hold the whole thing in the palm of your hand. And there is something unique about these. There's no applicator. There's no sponge tip applicator. So if you are one of the few people left on the planet who still uses the sponge tip applicators to apply your makeup, yeah, you're not going to get that with this. And I thought that that was an interesting idea, because by foregoing the sponge tip applicator, they were able to include more eyeshadows, which I would rather have because I like to use my brushes to apply the makeup. Okay, so this is Peace. This is the one that I had on in yesterday's video. And let's swatch the first 4. So those are the shades. So as you can see, they do swatch very lightly. They're very okay, those first 4 shades are very delicate colors, and they don't look too different from each other. Okay, now I'm going to swatch these last 2 shades here, which is a beautiful blue, and then the darkest one is sort of a bronzy shade, the one that I used in yesterday's video. So there's the blue, which is kind of a different type of blue than what you're used to seeing, but I really love that bronze shade. And it was almost too dark for the way that I used it in yesterday's video. Well, too dark for my skin tone anyway, but I think I just barely pulled it off. But yeah, that bronze shade to me is definitely the star of the palette. Okay, so that one is called Peace. And then in today's video, I have on, like I said, Joy, with everything except for the darkest shade. So let me swatch first four. And these palettes have a combination of mattes and shimmers in them. This is the matte crease shade. I use that in my crease. And even though it's super light, I was able to build it up to the intensity that I wanted. And this shade right here, I have on 2/3 of my lids, I would say. And then this shade is my brow bone highlight. And this shade is what I started off with in the crease. So that's how I used those 4 shades right there. And then the last 2 shades, like I said, I didn't use that shade, but this one here is a matte brown, and what I did was I dragged that down underneath my eyeliner on the bottom along the lower lash line. So there's those last 2 shades. Oh, that plummy, that purpley plum shade on the end there is really pretty. Okay, so that's Joy. And then the next one is called Calm. And this one is all mattes. All matte neutral shades. So this one would probably be a real good one to get because then you could use it in conjunction with the other 3 palettes. I mean, there's a lot of really practical shades right there. So let's swatch this. So those are the first 4 shades swatched. These highlight type shades seem to be pretty vibrant. I like this taupey one right here too. And then this one is a super light brown. And then the last 2 are a brown and a gray. So there's the brown and there's the gray. The gray is like borderline taupe, I would say. So that is called Calm. And then this one is called Beauty. This last one. And this one is the one that I was initially drawn to, but I didn't want to use this one today because it would be too predictable, because anything that's got a burgundy in it, I'm immediately drawn to. So I thought, okay, no, let's go for something different and don't always go for the same palette in a host of palettes. But this is a combination of shimmers and mattes. There are 2 mattes and 4 shimmers in here, but oh my god, how beautiful is this palette. Alright, so the first one is a shimmery gold, and then you have a warm matte brown, and then you have a gold, a warm gold, and then you have the burgundy. How pretty is that? Yeah, this was the palette that I was initially drawn to. Oh, stunning. And then the last 2 shades are a matte brown and then sort of a subdued type gold. Sort of a mellow gold. And I like this brown. That's really pretty. So that one is called Beauty, and it is a beauty. So these palettes are $1, you guys. $1 for 6 eyeshadows. And there seems to be some variation from palette to palette, shadow to shadow, as far as the intensity or the pigmentation. But I don't really care about pigmentation, honestly, because if you can work with the shadow and blend it, and if you're using a decent eyeshadow primer underneath it, it's gonna work no matter what. But I think well worth it. Nice color selection. Not a lot of crazy colors in here. If you are somebody that puts the emphasis on your lips more so than your eyes, you would probably like these because there's a lot of neutrals in here, and they're, for the most part, they're warm tones, which are very on trend right now. There's only one shade off the top of my head that I would say, well, no, actually, the palette piece, the one that I had on yesterday, the only shade I had on, like I said, was that bronzy color. But aside from that, the rest of this palette is pretty cool tone. So if you like cool tones, you would probably like the piece one the best. And then the rest are very warm. And one of them, like I said, is all matte. And then I would say the most vibrant out of all of them is Beauty. But yeah, these are a really good deal. I've been buying so much LA colors lately, and honestly, I've been loving everything that I've been buying. I am pretty obsessed with this brand right now, and I do still have more things to show you and talk about, but I've been really, really impressed with a lot of the things that I've been finding. And so it's a combination of things that I have found at either Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, or Dollar General. Those are just the stores that I've been shopping at lately. I love that I've been getting so many great things for the money. I don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money to get new and exciting and fun makeup. And this is definitely the direction that I seem to be heading in right now, is these affordable things. I have on all inexpensive makeup right now. Every single item on my face is something that is like drugstore pricing, and I couldn't be happier. There isn't one single thing on my face right now that I feel like is underperforming or not worth the money. Whereas when I use more expensive things, a lot of times, I cannot tell you how many times I bought expensive makeup and been disappointed. And I feel like everything that I have on today is just performing wonderful. I was almost tempted to do in today's video like a multi-review of more than one product, but I would rather just take it one product at a time. That way the videos don't end up being too long. So, but there's a couple things on my face that I'm dying to talk about, but it will be there in future videos. Okay, so you know the drill, you guys. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, it's free, you know. Just hit that subscribe button. If you change your mind, you can always unsubscribe if you change your mind, right? And I really appreciate you watching the video today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.